The next thing that I want to talk about is crowdfunding. And if you're not familiar with crowdfunding, such as with Kickstarter or with Indiegogo, it's essentially a platform that allows you to showcase your idea or your project and gathering people together who are interested in funding the end result. So on these websites, people can pledge a certain amount that you define so that they can get certain perks. And those perks or rewards can be anything from just a thank you note to a t-shirt with your brand on it, or the actual product at the end, which is usually the most popular, and anything to a personal meeting with the founder, etc. So the nice thing about crowdfunding as a idea validation methodology is that it really gets to the crux of the problem, i.e., will people pay for your idea? And as much as it helps to gather information through looking at signups via landing pages, or seeing if people will click on a buy button, there's nothing that tells you more about your idea than if people will actually pull out their credit card and put it down to buy what it is that you're going to make. There is no better validation than that. So, crowdfunding is a huge topic, and I think success in it takes a lot of preparation, probably a little bit more than just having a good idea. We're probably going to make a separate course just for this, because as some of you guys know, we had a pretty huge crowdfunding effort last year, and it went surprisingly well. And we just wanted to tell you guys about a few of the things that we discovered along the way and more of a systematic approach to how you actually go about creating a successful crowdfunding project. Everything from videos to drawing attention to how you list it to what are the setting of the dates and times. There's a whole load of factors around crowdfunding on Kickstarter and Indiegogo that we're probably going to dive into. Another 8 module, 50-hour kind of project, I think it's going to be. But yeah, if you're interested in that, just hit us up over email or over Slack, and we'll let you guys know once that's ready. But anyways, back to the idea of using crowdfunding as an idea validation tool. Essentially, you're looking at the big two, which is Kickstarter or Indiegogo. Now they have slightly different rules and slightly different use cases, but for the most part, Kickstarter is a slightly larger community, so it has, I would say, more active users and more hits than Indiegogo on a daily basis. But Indiegogo has slightly more favorable rates, especially after your crowdfunding event has ended. Now, with crowdfunding, you have a limited amount of time in which your project is visible, and you can set that time. So it could be as long as, 3 months, or it could be as short as a week or two. And I think for project validation, something like about 30 days is probably ideal. The longer that you run your crowdfunding, the more sleepless nights and constant caffeination you will have. So think about the toll on your team as well. But it's basically just a great place where you can make a video describing what your app does or what your product does, and then tell people what are the features, what are they going to get from it, what is it going to do for them, i.e. the benefits. And then if people are interested in it, they can pledge and back for a number of rewards. So this is a currently active Kickstarter called the Bilingua app that I just found on the front page of Kickstarter. And you can either pledge €1 for support, or you can have a ad-free version for €10, or some of the other pledges that you can look through. And they're doing relatively well, 8 days to go, and they've raised €10,000. So I think looking at that percentage, they're probably going to make it. And that means that you've got users from day one. And also you have the funds that enables you to take time out of work or work on this as a side project, or being able to get a professional designer, etc. And you can set that goal to whatever you feel is necessary. Now, we think that that goal shouldn't be too high. Don't be overly optimistic. Instead, just put down whatever it is that you think you will need in order to get it done. And it's a great community, actually, Kickstarter. There's a lot of really, really awesome people on there who will cheer you on, who will be there for you, even in the toughest of times. And we've certainly had a lot of lows. Shipping a physical product is incredibly difficult, actually. And there have been so many unexpected turmoils. And I have to say, our community of over 700 backers have actually been a huge boon. And, every time we read a comment that is really supportive, it just cheers us up just a little bit. And it really, really makes a world of difference for us. So yeah, building that community about people who actually care for your product is another huge advantage. So in my opinion, if you're building an app or if you're building a product, running a crowdfunding project for 30 days is a really great way of testing the waters and seeing if people are actually willing to pay for the end product. So have a look at it, have a think about it, and it does take a little bit of time to set up, especially creating the videos and creating some of the assets. But as we said, we're currently planning on making a full course on this, just because we learned so much during the 4 months that we did this, that we want to share it with you guys as well. Anyways, have a look at Kickstarter, have a look at Indiegogo, and if you are about to launch and if you are thinking about whether if your idea is going to work or if you want to validate the market, then this is a great way of going about it.